slam first pick type of thing. Gotta kind of build around it, see a good angle. And so usually I would think some focus on bot lane priority here, because with Seraphine being banned, Karma being banned, and Varus being banned, you know, the Lucian Melio is very, very powerful and has been a priority for the FlyQuest bottom lane previously. But we got to insta couple lock-ins here.
We absolutely do. So Orianna had been banned for most of the LCS spring, but with the rise of Cassiopeia and QUID liking the lane matchup as well as the champion, they're willing to give Orianna to match it with the Cassio. And then Gryffinn will be doing this, but this was kind of an inspired special. Anytime you give over Orianna, lock in the Nocturne right away to try and punish it on side lanes in the game.
Yeah, anything to punish low mobility champions here. Try and dive on the Orianna. And the thing is, when you say QUID likes the champion, QUID really likes this champion.
It's his champion.
Yeah, the definitely signature champ for him. Of course, they previously did get it for him as well, and Darkwing's actually handled it quite nicely, but still very dangerous. Yeon and CoreJJ, though, maintain every single time, still feel like they are the best Xayah Rakan in the league, and it is a very, like, defensive bottom lane there with the extra ability to jump in the air if Nocturne tries to go for you. So it's mainly going to be the Orianna there for QUID that will be a big target.
Kind of immediately picking anti-dive and a quick Jayce lock-in for Gakgos as well. It's his second most played champion behind Cassante so far in the spring. So should be comfort picks for FlyQuest across the board in the solo lanes.
And they really like playing on both side lanes, having very high pressure win lane matchups. So the Jayce is usually paired with something like a Lucian Melio or something aggressive on the bottom side. But now already seeing the Xayah and Rakan and having to play into that might dissuade them a little in that endeavors. But they can definitely still pick something to get the push.
FlyQuest also banding away some of the annoying answers into the Jayce, so Yor taken off the table. Morgan also looks very solid on the carry so far, so trying to put him onto something not able to counter that matchup.
Yeah, Jayce take away a couple of the angry matchups that are going to be a little bit tough to deal with. Let's see here, though, because TO, I mean, they're just building a very standard, 5-on-5 team comp here, very safe.
Probably going to have to put Morgan on something weak side. There's already the York, the Ornn band away. Malphite exists, but is a little tricky into Cassio. It would be good into the other two champions. I think Gakgos could also work well.
Sion,
wants to just
Sion is still available, too.
Sion's
Sion into Jayce is the classic.
Yeah. Tank matchup would work for Team Liquid's current composition, but also they have to pick a jungler here still, and typically want something that can carry that Orianna ball. I'm thinking J4s, I'm thinking maybe Xinjiaos, but that means that you wouldn't have that with a potential Ashe Seraphine in the future. So let's see what Team Liquid would go. It's FlyQuest pick next, though.
I mean, they did do the Nefiri with the Orianna. They do like that combo.
What do you call that combination?
You also already have the Shikari.
Yeah.
But they already have Rakan, and Rakan is such a great delivery for the Orianna ball. So they don't necessarily need that still. Cryogen with the Neeko again. He was pivotal in some of these comps where they only basically had him to be like main CC and main setup. He really did perform well.
He was surprised with some of his own engages.
Yeah, and he definitely served that role. So this is for FlyQuest, is a very standard comp for them. It's not like standard for a lot of teams to run this style, but this is definitely something that they have run before.
And they're doubling down. That's the second ball delivery system. So you're right that they did have the Rakan, but they wanted more, and they also lock in the Sion. So pretty basic drafting at the tail end for Team Liquid.
That's about as stock standard of a team comp as you can get if you're Team Liquid. Tank top, Orianna mid lane, Xayah Rakan fits in for pretty much any meta since those champions have been released.
Go to really any year in League history, and you can find a similar composition to what Team Liquid have right now. FlyQuest yet to lock in an AD carry for Massu, and it will be Ezreal. So opening up Cryogen to get out of lane a little bit more and give some range for Massu to play with. Okay, so currently Team Liquid with a pretty solid front to back and a very classic style of League of Legends. Jatt, what do we feel about FlyQuest's answers into it? Do we feel like they have the tools necessary to crack this type of comp?
They're a little bit low on frontline, but I definitely feel like they're going to be trying to play through side lanes, and then they're just confident in Massu and QUID's ability to carry team fights later in the game. Game 1 of their series last week, Massu also played the Ezreal, had a bit of a slow start, but then once he hit 3 or 4 items, he really started taking over that game.
But I can hear in the back of my head, somewhere, some Twitch chat, Captain Flowers probably screaming that there's not enough engage on FlyQuest right now. They don't have a lot of ways to get in and start the fight other than Cryogen on Neeko.
I mean, you have Nocturne plus Neeko, right? This is a classic.
Games Arena, make some noise! We're getting into game 1.
Real quick word on where Jose is going to be starting his jungle. The Jarvan is definitely the one that tries to disrupt the early game rather than the Nocturne, who'd love to full clear. So Gryffinn making it in to get that early ward is a very small victory off the bat.
All right. Expecting both of them, yeah, to path down towards bottom side. Nocturne starting with the Wolves to get the quick respawn on Wolves and do a clear towards bottom side. This, by the way, is Raz's match of the week.
Oh, no. Still doing this?
Raz, basically, he gets second choice. Emily always gets first choice for what is Emily's match of the week. And since we only have 2 matches...
There's only one other choice.
That doesn't mean Raz, you're trying to take his credibility of his match of the week away immediately?
That's like saying on my left hand.
He made a good choice.
He could have picked the same match. He's just choosing not to.
Okay. I was going to say, it's like saying my left hand is my second favorite hand. You know, it's like you only get 2 options. It's not like it's going to...
So we're going to be tracking which G is the bigger G in these games. As
they're
you can
both
see,
tiny right now.
Both of them are fairly small at the
Those
moment.
right
Little lowercase G's.
Every time either Gryffinn or Gakgos gets a kill, we'll post a new picture, but bigger.
Grow. They just continue
yes,
to go
thank
up.
you for the visual demonstration. Yeah, again, tiny right now.
Yeah, ground 0 for G's.
Kobe,
They're just normal sized G's, okay, guys?
Okay.
Like that's a totally normal sized G.
Smallest
it did seem
I've
like
seen this year.
Gryffinn was confident that he was not going to give up the chain, though, because you also gave him the chain in the pregame interview. So we'll see if he's able to back that up. His bot lane priorities there for Massu and Cryogen. They were getting some trades onto Yeon and Core and currently shoving that wave in.
Yeah, exactly. And again, that's kind of the crux to a lot of these FlyQuest comps and styles. They like to keep pushing all lanes, get Gryffinn a lot of room to work with for jungle. And then a lot of the times, too, when you're in that position, your job is to mark enemy jungle and track them to make sure this Jarvan can't get an impactful gank since all of your lanes are trying to play aggressively and trying to push. And then if you can keep up that pressure and avoid the early opening, then you get a lot of potential for the mid game.
Pretty nice start, though, with the triple pushing lanes. And Quad with the Deathfire touch Cassiopeia. When I've seen this matchup, like Cassio does actually win the early lane into the Orianna. It's just the Orianna often scales better with combos in team fights, which could be with the Rakan and the Jarvan. But in terms of the early laning phase, expect FlyQuest to continue to keep the pressure on.
Good knockback.
Yeah, I think Gakgos should be just fine right here. Does take a tough trade at the very end, misses that shock blast, so might have to back off because Jose is in the area.
Yeah, and you know by process of elimination, because FlyQuest got bottom side Scuttle Crab, so they're calling, hey, the Jarvan here up to the top side, and there's vision both side, the tri-brush as well as the lane brush here by mid lane, so.
And more of that solo 1v1 advantage going to Quad in the early game here, heavily chunking out QUID, who just backed and TP'd into lane and is now under half health.
Yeah, and we talk about the experience of these teams as well. In terms of playoff games, Team Liquid Alienware has a lot of playoff games between their entire team. Even the experienced members of FlyQuest with Quad and Massu, still not as many games as the other two. So
I got to shout out CoreJJ also. 206 playoff games. That's not just pro games, of course. He's been playing for a while. That is longer than most players' pro careers, I would have to guess. Well, let's get our stats guy on that one. Hey, Leo, check us live. I love doing this. Put him on the spot live. What's the average number of games a pro plays?
Yeah, I mean, CoreJJ started his career so long ago. And Gryffinn walked over a ward here into this position.
Also not level 6, so low chance that he actually finds anything, but QUID is still sticking around.
Jose's
here as well. Flash from Quad with the miasma. They're trying to send it on to QUID, but now they turn it back around. Quad with no summoner spells. Ghosts away, and will actually get out to safety. Okay, precarious position for both mid laners, but nobody goes down.
Yeah, nice counter there by Jose, getting both the Flash and the Ghost out of Quad, but not able to secure the kill. The timing needs to be perfect in order to defend that gank and try and get it, but overall, I think not much done other than summer spells.
Also, I heard from production, average pro career length is 110 games. So Core's almost double that for just playoff games alone.
Yeah, I mean, Core's also in top 10 in terms of longest careers in all esports history.
No, fair enough.
Also, what is the average
Picking
number,
up that average, yeah.
What is the average number of Worlds wins? Because he's well above the average
Less
of
than
those
five.
with even just one.
0.0001.
Yeah, it's got to be minuscule right there. I'm not going to put Leo on that one. I feel like that one's too much. Massu
Now he's going to take that as a challenge.
True,
He's
yeah.
on it.
That's how you actually get him to do stuff when you don't think you can. Bet he won't. All right, still Cryo
like,
for the bot
it's
side.
too tough for Leo. He's not going to go find this.
I bet you he can't give me $10 right now. There's no way. He'd never do it. All right, Massu and Cryogen backing off of this bot wave currently, as Yeon and CoreJJ will catch that. Still about a 2-wave lead for Massu and Cryogen overall, so despite them losing some of their health bar in those trades there, it's looking fantastic for them in the 2v2.
Yeah, level 6 Crab, the Gryffinn is going to have to give away to Josedeodo right there. No flash or ghost on his Cassio. And if Jarvan gets level 6, that would basically be instant death. So Jose now gets to play with that little bit of extra pressure.
And no flashes on the mid laner, so immediately when I see a level 6 J4 and a Cassiopeia with no flash, no ghost, I start thinking that that could be a play. Jose's currently going back to clear some of the camps, though, as the wave was shoved in from QUID, so maybe not doing it yet, but now QUID hits level 6, so they would have the combo. Quad has to be very careful.
Okay, now finally Massu's going to go for his recall here, so going to be secured priority for Team Liquid, and they can just get Jose, you know, pathing on back down towards the dragon here, get a nice setup for themselves. They've got their level 6, and they've got the control ward in the brush that leads over to the dragon fight already. This little ward down here is so nice, and getting the early setup for you know, the first big objective fight can oftentimes mean a huge difference, especially since both mid laners, even though they don't have flashes, they do have their ultis.
Watch for mid. There we go. Flash plus the ultimate on the quad. Petrifying Gaze lays under 2. And that's a paranoia answer from Gryffinn. First blood to Jose, but answered 1 for 1 as FlyQuest get there.
Listen, that's actually something that FlyQuest is going to take. They have no summoner spells on their mid laner, but the mid laner that Gryffinn wants to gank is the flashless Orianna.
Yeah.
So the fact that they get that in a 2v3 is going to give them tempo, because now Cryogen and Massu get full control over the spot wave as Core spent that entire time mid.
First blood gold will be nice for Jose, but still fantastic. And nice chunks there at Yeon, who's been on the receiving end of a few of those so far in this laning phase. Another wave will come in. Dragon not started by either team yet, but it's all about getting these plates in the bot side.
And Massu has just been an absolute demon recently for FlyQuest. He's landing everything onto Yeon, so much extra damage onto Yeon, and you kind of mentioned, but the time CoreJJ spent away in mid lane allowed him to also push up and get the priority there, and now they're paying the price for it.
True Shot Barrage stops the back. Core and Jose are here. Yeon's going to stick around.
But they're burning so much time from Jose right now. I mean, Gryffinn has no ultimate, so anytime the Nocturne doesn't have ultimate and you can get eyes on Jarvan is just great for them. And it's not like they were punished for getting that deep vision. As an example of Massu last week, I mean, he was an insane performance. 26 kills, 2 assists in that week. We're going to see this play one more time, Kobe.
Yeah, so they're setting up here at CoreJJ and Jose looking to punish the Cassiopeia, but Quad, watch his nice Cassio ult as he gets Shockwave. He gets his Cassio ult off on both of them, and this allows the counter kill. This sets up the counter kill to get that 1-for-1 that you're talking about. Then
I can trade. Nice.
Yeah, you need to trade.
Nice. No flash, that's really good.
Yeah, Jay put in the...
All right, play successful as we see Spawn
Don't
giving
like to see that.
yeah, because he invested his jungler's flash to go for that play as well as the ultimate trades.
Jose's currently on the grubs here.
What?
Cryogen's walking in and just auto steals one.
Wait, it was sitting so low for so long.
That's
Smite
just
greed.
disrespectful here. Jose still has a smite available, but now has multiple people in there. The Miasma trying to lock him down. Pop Blossom used as well. That will just mean 2 grubs over to FlyQuest.
Curious. 2 grubs for FlyQuest. A little bit of smite greed at the start from Jose, but he still secures the 1. I think FlyQuest is going to be relatively happy about that, even though they did burn the Neeko ultimate.
Honestly, let's see about the re-clears here, because both their clears are going to head towards bottom again too, though, and we've had the swap. So Gakgos lane adjustments here had swapped down to the bottom side, now is going to use the teleport as they swap back. So it's swap for grubs, then swap back with the teleport.
Yeah, but TP advantage now for the Sion with the Drake being up. So I imagine Team Liquid has that in their sights as their next play. Plus, they have bot cryo already happening here for the Xayah. Seems like they have the map in an okay spot, but I mean, FlyQuest is maximizing their gold right now. They're up about 700 as well as the small grub lead.
And Gryffinn's also down here, has the paranoia. They won't have the Pop Blossom from Cryogen if a fight happens around the Dragon, but they still have some other big ultimates available.
Yeah, no Pop Blossom is really painful. We'll see. Mid priority is getting gained right now by Quad.
Would be a hands check because it would be 45.
Massu's just gonna face check. Gryffinn pops the paranoia, just walks up and Smite steals it! Back-to-back objectives getting taken by FlyQuest. Flash over the wall from Gryffinn. Gets out of there.
Okay, that's not a kill, but that is a big G play.
That's a big G play.
That is big G energy right there. He goes in and just yoinks the dragon, turns out the lights, and steals it in the night.
I mean, TP disadvantage. They get the TP when they Nocturne ult because Team Liquid thinks the team fight is coming.
And he lived.
But he just smites it and walks away. Where's the counter engage from the rest of Team Liquid because of the Nocturne ultimate? CoreJJ isn't confident to just fly in with no vision over here, but it is a temporary 5v4. He goes in a little bit late. Gryffinn just flashes away.
Yeah, good spell shield there as well.
I can also look to flip it. I'm going to look to flip. Can we look to burst?
Oh, TP.
Got it,
Okay,
run.
No, everyone
Run. I rooted the feed
nice.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Okay, nice.
I love that call of burst it. We saw, Neeko, we saw Ezreal both throw abilities at the Dragon, burst it down to set up Gryffinn for that Smite steal.
That is actually crazy heist right there. Gets out, uses the ult and the flash, but definitely well worth it for them because dragons for this game are something that TL want to use to try and draw you into their like standard team fight. But FlyQuest, now that they've got the first one, they have so much luxury in the mid game. They don't have to bend to TL's will and play to their game plan now. They can really, play the side lanes, spread their map, use their Nocturne ultimate, try and pick people off, and let this the high damage carries really get to work.
Yeah, got to track the plates as well because they've just been pressuring these side lanes. 2 plates left on that bot lane turret, 3 plates left on that top lane turret. If FlyQuest is able to break these turrets first, that's when they'll really get that gold injection for the future Dragon fights.
And already 1,500 gold ahead currently, plus the objectives. I mean, even just that auto on the grubs gave them grub advantage. Not all 3, but it's still something to track there. So FlyQuest, great start early as CoreJJ is in Cryogen's jungle. We'll spot him. Actually, no, that's Cryogen on the Neeko, not the Nocturne. Confused myself there for a
lot
second.
of Nocturnes on the menu right now.
The classic Neeko caster counter.
And they did actually catch him here, so CoreJJ is able to at least land a knockup. Cryogen just sidesteps and walks away.
I actually do like this from Gakgos, going for the Serpent Spank first because he's playing into Sion, who has the big shield of his own.
Ooh,
but then also Orianna as well as the Rakan for later on, and it's a good lethality item in its own right too. So
yeah, let's track it. Currently 0 shielding reduced.
Ooh, flag and drag onto Massu. Cataclysm as well. Flashes the shockwave. Massu, nice to get out of there.
Good cooldown usage though to trade those ultis for the flash.
Yeah, 2 minutes on Drake. I think it was a good look by Team Liquid, but also just a good reaction from Massu. He had so many moments last week where he would escape with like 100 health in his deathless game 2 and 3. So he's really been trusting his hands lately.
And also a reminder for everybody, you can see it on your screen right now. Come watch the winner of this series at the Spring Finals at ASU's Mullet Arena from June 13th to 14th. The winner of this will be at the Mullet Arena this coming weekend here. Get your tickets now, scan on the screen, and come say hi.
And they have a lot of deep vision in the red quadrant of their jungle right now set up. TL have super deep vision to see these FlyQuest bot side plays. And since that's where the Cassiopeia is at the moment, does make me think maybe they try and pull something off.
That's a lot of words
coming through here. So yeah, Quad does have his double movement summoner spells available, so can still rely on those. But TL, they're coming with a little bit of pressure.
Do they need that many wards? Like, it's not like they can TP a cannon in behind or something. What are they going to do? TP a Sion and have him ult through the walls to try and get a flank? There's no spellbook on the Rakan.
They're going to have Core and Jose invade together. The jungle support synergy here. Can they make a pick?
Currently fishing for Gryffinn, dropping more wards down. So just keeping the vision up. This timer makes a little more sense. The ward tempo for CoreJJ currently set up 50 seconds before the Dragon. Spotting out if FlyQuest will walk up to contest. And then we'll see potentially the little dance back from FlyQuest trying to clear some of those out. But they don't have nearly as many deep wards. There's one flanking ward, but I mean, who would realistically be TP flanking? Jayce is not the strongest one at that.
I think it's just about the info, you know, just about the info and the setup and the entry. Don't necessarily need, you know, a teleport flank to pull it off. But even sometimes you get an open area you know has no TL vision. That's all Cryogen needs to have a devastating Neeko ultimate.
And I think that might be part of also why they have so many down, is it's actually the Herald here. Top half is not very well lit up from either side, so...
Sion's actually the one bottom lane. Could take a bunch of plates or TP in for a fight.
Jose might just be looking for the smite steal. Will instead back to the end of the pit and flag and drag away as Yeon walks forward to get some damage. Teleports come in. That's the Herald down, but Core finds the engage! Shockwave on 2! And now the paranoia back from Gryffinn. Petrifying Gaze will hit 2, but that's going to be a dead jungler for FlyQuest. Team Liquid smash FlyQuest in the river.
That is an insane engage combo. CoreJJ and QUID set it up, and Morgan just bowls him down. He teleports in Big Sion with a shield. Oh my goodness, CoreJJ and QUID, that is big.
What a wombo.
Right on top of Gakgos, and then Gryffinn was still trying to pull the trigger for the fight afterwards. This is absolutely a delivery of a couple of kills. So Griffin's a little bit low, but right as the TP comes in, let's just look at this combo one more time. Who gets the first engage? It's CoreJJ, charms him up into the Sion delivery system.
Yep.
The drive wave?
They never got to move. I mean, you have to combine all three of them for that one, because CoreJJ with the quickness to get in there for the double knockup, he's the pivotal one. Everybody else's job was pretty easy after that.
Just follow up.
Yeah, I give the credit to the first domino.
Yep, the shockwave slaughter. There we go. Shock. No, I'm not gonna try it. I'm terrible at these ones.
But Team Liquid thankfully are not terrible at them.
Yes.
They're very good at them. And so with that single move, they take back the gold lead here away from FlyQuest. And if you're giving a bunch of money over to a super standard like 5-on-5 team fight team, it definitely becomes super easy to execute your game plan from then on out. They can get these objectives really early, and they can just try and do front-to-back team fighting. It becomes really difficult then for, you know, FlyQuest to do anything about this Xayah especially.
And also it was CoreJJ that set it up that time. Earlier at the Dragon, we saw him hesitate a little bit to go in onto Gryffinn there, and then that smite steal came through. This time, Core's the one that found the play to set that up.
And also, I'd say the tempo of this game, even though Gryffinn pulled off that nice Drake steal at the start of the game, is more favored to Team Liquid. Like, when FlyQuest has been making this late run that's been hyping everybody up, it's because they've been making their own plays. They play so fast and they play so loose, but they haven't really been taking risks in this game. Maybe now that they've had the Rift Herald fight go awry, they might look for a dive here.
Shockwave early onto the wave, and now Paranoia from Gryffinn. They're going to go for the dive. Pop Blossom will land onto one. Petrifying Gaze follow up, but there's just not enough damage, and the turret's doing a lot. QUID still running away, trying to escape. Flash from Gakgos will mean a shutdown to Gryffinn, as Team Liquid have two members under the bottom turret. Core and Jose trying to get out of there. Yeon trying to get into the fight as the knockup lands. Cataclysm re-engage from Jose, and Yeon's there for the damage. Team Liquid get Core out of there, and they'll answer a kill.
Oh my goodness, yeah, Core lives at the end, and the whole time, Sion is also still pushing on top side, so they will probably answer the tower that was taken too. FlyQuest, though, they chop down the lead for now.
Yeah, I like the overall play by FlyQuest, but then it's just about execution. QUID gets most of the wave, now the entire wave, which makes the turret immediately turn when FlyQuest goes in.
Flash.
And then the split focus a little bit. They clearly do want to kill QUID, but Cassio gets stuck under turret.
Yeon has to use the ultimate. QUID going to keep, or Quad rather, going to keep going forward as CoreJJ is trying to keep his AD carry alive. Massu, that sidestep mystic shot could have been the kill, but Yeon gets out of there.
The other part why people love watching FlyQuest play League of Legends, they're so aggressive and they're going to keep making these plays to fight their way back into it.
Still has flash, by the way. Still has flash. Doesn't need it.
No.
Doesn't need it. There's not another
I thought the Wolves were going to kill it
through.
maybe right there. Yeah.
I saw him hesitate at the Wolves too. It's like, oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
These Wolves are coming out. They're going to get a crit on me or something? Okay, so after the last play, I like this vision toggle here from the observers, still showing how TL are diligently keeping up their deep vision through this red quadrant of the jungle, because they want to keep setting up for dragon fights. They want to keep trying to draw into this river corridor. Here we go.
Another
no flash.
paranoia. No flash available on QUID, but not enough damage follow-up from FlyQuest. Gakgos was just a little too far away to land the Empowered Shock Blast.
Yeah, Massu landed a good amount of follow-up damage, but without the extra Shock Blast damage, they're not going to push for anything further, and that is going to be Nocturne ultimate down.
And Yeon just playing with a ton of confidence right there. 2 items already completed on the Xayah. The threat of Xayah killing both of them if they continue to chase onto QUID's Orianna, I think is what ultimately saved his life.
That's what he saved the flash for, you know? He can walk up.
Now, though, with no flash for the Orianna in side waves, you have to get a little bit more, careful with your movements here. And that's why you see the rest of the team, TL right now, pushing in to shadow QUID to make sure the Orianna can get this extra wave. Everybody kind of hover around behind him. And they also know Nocturne ultimate is down from the mid lane play, so they have a little time to work with.
Love that play from Team Liquid.
Massu.
Man is another heavy chunk from Massu onto Yeon. Now, Onslaught will get flash out. Pretty long-range flash over the wall there. Nice for Massu to land that one, as True Shot Barrage will not land this time.
These engages from Team Liquid with CoreJJ and Morgan coming from different angles, getting themselves some important summoner spells, but as of yet, not going to break anything for this dragon. 20 seconds ahead of time on the setup.
You can see Massu just trying to play so close to the edge as well, knowing the team is a little bit behind and trying to get control of that mid wave. It's the FlyQuest mid turret that's sitting on that one plate. So mid priority, very important before this Drake spawns. He did get the mid prio by burning his flash.
Yeah, they're going to be able to burn this because TL have everybody topside too. So FlyQuest's objective acquired for them at the moment. And Jose and QUID just going to recall from the top side for TL. Try and keep things stable.
Good news for FlyQuest, though, because Dragon Soul, if it's that Infernal Soul, with things like Ezreal, with things like Jayce, man, that's a lot of poke damage then when you approach that late game. So this is turning into one of those kind of win-condition Dragon Souls based on the composition that they have.
Okay, so still looking at QUID's cooldown on his flash at the moment, too. Because Nocturne Ultimate is back and available, and everybody basically has their 2-item power spikes coming in at the moment. So have to be fairly careful, and that's why QUID is just grouped up with the team again. Don't want to expose yourself as being a really easy target to go for. I have to say, Massu has done a lot of work just with some poke damage here on the Ezreal.
QUID's walking forward. Massu jumps away. Paranoia pop defensively with the teleport coming in. Turret will go down as Jose goes in. Flying and Drag lands onto 2. Now Cataclysm onto Cryogen. Lost him onto 4. Flank from Gakgos. Flashes the shockwave. He's in there on everybody. Will go down. But crucial space for FlyQuest, who keep walking forward. Nice ultimate comes in from Morgan to buy some defensive space, but still loses the carries. Jose and Morgan, the only ones still alive. Massu in some trouble. Decimating smash bomb! Double kill to Jose. Team Liquid answer the play.
It's an absolute bloodbath there as the turret goes down. It looked like the Jarvan Orianna combo didn't quite land, but then FlyQuest just goes all out to try and finish the fights. It's Morgan Sion who really clutched it in the end.
Yeah, you can see what happens when you try and just all flash past the front line of TL. Because FlyQuest are like, all right, we got to kill all these carries. We're going to ignore the tanks in the front line here. And so they all like go past Morgan. Look at this Cryogen engage.
With the Gakgos Shock Blast in the back, but then they don't get the clean one-shot. A few things that I want to point out is QUID chasing through to finish Yeon actually gets the tick damage, even though the Sion there CC locks QUID and then manages to also get the connect onto Massu before Jose flash EQs.
Yeah, you can only ignore the Sion for so long.
That's got to be terrifying when you feel like you're winning a team fight. Then you take inventory, you're like, okay, so we got the carry, we got the mid laner. Oh, that's a full health Sion. It's like in the middle of our entire team. Ooh.
Yeah, they're feeling the pressure. That was a good flash from Gakgos, though. He's able to flash away from that shockwave over to the rest of the squad and get them fairly low. FlyQuest, though, really on the edge of a knife there, quite close to getting enough in it. But TL, really nice, clap back from Jose and Morgan. And Jose is the one that's getting paid off of it.
Yeah.
Even though the Sion is looking menacing in there, Jose is really the key factor. And if you can get to a Guardian Angel early in pro play, it is insane for your objective control. So junglers getting a lot of early money is actually quite good. And Jose is getting very close to that Guardian Angel. Will be one of the first people to get a 3-item power spike.
The stats are really backing up that first team All-Pro jungle position for Jose right now. 5-0-3 and a 1,500 gold lead for the jungler as an invade comes in right now. Shockwave on the 2. Massu's able to get away, but now Jose flies into the backline, does not have that GA yet, and almost goes down, but now the re-engage. Quickness from CoreJJ. QUID gets a kill. Gakgos in trouble. Double to QUID, and Team Liquid pull off the invade.
I mean, that was actually so impressive because they did that combo within the Nocturne ultimate. So that's full trust right there. Like Jose saying, I'm going, shockwave me, because I don't think QUID can even see where he's pressing his R, but they get the combo. He escapes with the sliver of health, and they might have just blown the game right back open if they can get this Baron as well.
Good communication means a Baron start for Team Liquid. It's going to be 3-player contest here. If FlyQuest think they can do it, no paranoia available. The True Shot Barrage will get some chunk down, but QUID's still pretty much full health. Quad's going to have to be the hero here. Has a Petrifying Gaze, full health Cassiopeia, but the Baron is secured. Team Liquid get the objective, and will get out.
Wow, let's watch this one more time. So during the darkness from Gryffinn, Shockwave just hits, and Jose jumps in afterwards. So it is QUID who, he gets the first strike bonus, Kobe? He's the one?
Yeah, he's the first domino.
The first domino.
That sets it all up there. Nice little flash here at the end, too, to avoid the death. And TL, their comp, again, is so tanky, so, standard front to back lineup, especially if you start out with a great shockwave like that. Now they feel really in command. With Baron buff to be able to siege afterwards, they can easily go get their second dragon and then push in on turret money. But FlyQuest, they played a spread again, and they're like, fine, you're going to have that dragon setup, but Gakgos is going to get at least some money in the turret on top side.
FlyQuest might be trying to not rush here with the Baron buff being in the pocket of Team Liquid and Drake coming up soon, since Team Liquid's not close to Soul whatsoever. They might just, they're all resetting, probably giving this Drake over for Team Liquid. On the topic of QUID, though, I mean, last week, he actually had an insane performance. This is his KDA throughout the series, 21-0 and 13. On Pros afterwards, he was also talking about how he was the one that was trying to basically carry the team. We're going to win by me, rather than saying, oh, Jose's having an MVP split. He's looking great.
Paranoia bot lane, though, right now, play happening. Gryffinn jumps in, immediately chunked down, and that's another flash pop off from Cryogen. The damage is there to follow up. Yeon's out of there. Gryffinn is the answer, and they're losing multiple. FlyQuest are down 2. As that's a killing spree for QUID. Gakgos caught at the tail end. Team Liquid answer the play, and we'll trade up 3 for 1.
Yeah, Team Liquid extinguishing the flame of FlyQuest right there. FlyQuest, it looks real flashy, and it is really flashy in big bursts. Cryogen gets a good engage, and they delete Yeon. But then all the other threats on TL here are so big as well that they're going to be able to push him out after the initial play.
I just gotta say, Morgan's Sion and Jose's Jarvan are just absolute units. So like, yes, they get the combo, they kill the AD carry, but let's not forget about this absolute beast of a man in the middle of the fight with unending despair, never even getting his shield broken by the time the fight is decided. FlyQuest is trying to run past Morgan, but it's just not working.
Yeah, man, the fear chain into Neeko combo, and Yeon basically doesn't get to press any buttons or play.
It's great. They get the one kill.
But that's all they have after that. And then TL are able to win the long fight here, and the Guardian Angel is done. Jose is also level 16, ticking over now too. So he's same level as his mid laner. He's definitely making it look good here. QUID also getting some extra money is really nice for them, because the shockwaves definitely have been nice here. So TL, their game plan now for ending it out, just continue to stack these dragons, and their range isn't super long. You know, they are outranged by FlyQuest, so it does make your sieging a little slower. So that's why I expect them to focus a lot on keeping deep vision so they can see, FlyQuest plays, and then stacking the objectives and pretty much trying to take towers after they get kills.
But right now, they're rocking a lot of gold leads across every member. Nobody on FlyQuest is ahead of their lane opponent on Team Liquid currently. As we see the total gold right down there.
Rather rich jungler. 13,000 gold to Griffin's 11,000 gold. You can just see a bit of a difference right there. That's GA completed, though, currently.
Bit of a Diffie in the Jiffy.
Can they dive? Can they just dive with Morgan? Because Morgan doesn't really take a lot of damage. So I guess, yeah, they threatened to dive, and you're like, okay, we'll back off.
Massu's not enough to stop that one. Morgan rocking the 007 score line right now. Mission dive the back line here. Or rather, just let them walk past onto my back line, I suppose, has been the name of the game. Can't forget about Morgan, can't forget about this Sion. Team Liquid gonna go for a reset here. 3 minutes till the next Dragon, minute 45 until that Baron. So they got time to look at their next approach. And again, like, Josedeodo has been the benefactor of a lot of the kills. He's now 2,000 ahead of Gryffinn, has the Guardian Angel. So like their next team fight, he can just do the play where he throws himself in.
Yeah. Also 100% kill participation for Jose. I mean, he's having a pretty good game here in game one with elimination on the line.
We're those inspired snub arguers, you know? When Jose puts out performances like this, you got to give him credit. And he's been doing this a lot of the split so far, kind of the spearhead of Team Liquid. Poetic, he's playing Jarvan. Set up around the top half of the Rift, though, as that Baron's now up in a minute's time. So Team Liquid are taking away some camps, getting their vision down early.
Yeah, meanwhile, FlyQuest are like, okay, yeah, you are really strong grouped up, so we're still going to try and split push.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, we'll still keep Gakgos out there, try and get some money, because we know we cannot fight you outside of our inhibitor towers with the extra, you know, wall at base. It makes it a lot more hopeful to get one of those miracle fights and turnarounds, and so they'll try and split push and try and get something back on the rest of the map, and Gakgos can indeed do that. So at the very least, they're able to keep a little bit of parity there while the rest of the team defends.
Yeah, you can see supports building a couple of the recently buffed items, Knight's Vow and Locket, both in the inventory of CoreJJ, as well as the Mandate in the inventory of Cryogen, but that makes it a little bit harder to one-shot someone like QUID, because you're thinking, like, how does FlyQuest win? You either get on the Xayah, well, Xayah can ultimate. QUID technically doesn't have a stopwatch or a Zhonya's, but there is the Locket from Core as well as any additional shielding they throw onto them, so it makes it a little bit harder.
Plus a Rocket Belt, just giving you a little extra HP, Seraph Shield. It's not going to be easy to one-shot this Orianna currently, as Team Liquid will early teleport in Morgan to the top half. True-Shot Barrage will chunk out Yeon slightly, but again, maintaining control at the Baron and fighting for this mid-wave push.
Yeah, and again, this should be the plan for TL. You go to the objectives, you draw FlyQuest to you, and then you're able to counter-engage here with Morgan being so tanky and Jose having GA.
Sending the Neeko clone in.
Flank.
And now Core flanking, lands the engage there onto Massu! The carry's down before the fight even begins! Double kill to Yeon, Team Liquid getting 2.
I think my player of the game is going to CoreJJ. I think he's won a lot of these critical team fights.
You're saying Jose's like a middle domino this whole game? For his 100% kill participation?
Man. I like the first domino. CoreJJ's had some big engages. I know Jose has the god stat line.
Yeah.
And he has been good.
You're saying he's just throwing a flag down and saying, like, I did it, I helped.
No,
like,
I didn't say that, but, you know, it is easy to get assists with flags.
Jatt's a classic, you know, just look at the stats, you know.
100% KP?
Yeah, true.
I'm with you, Kobe.
I like big all-star plays. The one that was really cool was the one early in the game. You know, when the game, the game is still close up by the Rift Trail. That was a great engage from him as well. Obviously, Jose's also had some really good moments, and as we say, now that he has Guardian Angel, it's well, Gryffinn has actually matched it now. So
he has.
He can revive, but he'll probably just die again.
He hasn't matched the 4th item, which Jose has an entire item on him with the Spirit Visage.
That's unlucky your opponent can still keep buying items also.
Yeah. Jose's definitely going to win the chat vote. He always does. If it ends up being a tie.
True.
But
got a lot of fans
making
out
the case for CoreJJ. Let's see how this one ends.
Team Liquid got the 3rd Dragon, and now they're going to push in. The siege continues. As they're just marching their Baron buff forward, FlyQuest are going to try and mount a defense under the Nexus turrets. You have to imagine as Massu jumps away from Jose, the inhibitor will still go down. Shockwave has been used by QUID as Gakgos continuing the split push top side. Morgan missing that ultimate, but Yeon goes forward. Yeon knocked up. Yeon has to pop his ultimate, and he's still going to go down. Shut down to Gryffinn, as diving the turret was unwise from Team Liquid. Morgan's about to go down, finally, as the shutdown kill goes to Massu.
Well, no TPs left because Gakgos TP down, but there's a wave top already, and FlyQuest win that. Once the shockwave is down, continuing the engage is kind of the perfect storm to be able to win something
the turret.
Dude, FlyQuest, they put pressure on TL by keeping Gakgos split pushing, and so TL were like, we have to tower dive. This guy is split pushing us. That's when you can create chaotic moments and open up, miracle comeback moments for yourself. Then, Yeon is very isolated, and so Massu's able to shift away from Yeon and allow Cryogen to get the engage onto Yeon. Like this gives the hope there for FlyQuest.
Signs of life.
It's a 3,000 gold swing because of the bounties given away in that fight. The mid inhibitor is still down. The bottom inhibitor is still open. But watching it one more time, I mean, Jose tries to be the first domino. I mean, but the Shockwave doesn't connect. Good shift by Massu right here. Shockwave down. Gakgos doesn't stop split pushing, so Morgan decides to go in. But then Massu escapes with the sliver, and watch the re-engage onto Yeon, where they get enough CC so that they can connect the tether before one-shot him. And then Quad gets the stun on to QUID on the bottom as well.
Now, so, do you blame QUID for the timing on his Shockwave? Or where is you placing the blame on that? Is that...
I can't blame Jose. He's my guy this game.
If we're playing blame game, I'm saying I think Yeon lost the script as stand behind the front line. He walked a little too far forward there, getting hit by the Pop Blossom. So Team Liquid struggling to close out the game, still with the lead, and there's nothing for FlyQuest to get after the fact. No Dragon, no Baron. Team Liquid are right back to control right now as they keep pushing these waves in.
And I would say this could be the last stand for FlyQuest, or it's where the game turns around. They have a lot of gold in pocket from that last fight. There's no trying to keep their fight lines square, though.
Shockwave not used there by QUID. He's just threatening it onto Gryffinn. And if Team Liquid just pull off their engage, still heavy favored to end it right here, right now, as now they go in onto Quad. Petrifying Gaze hasn't been used yet. Now the Shockwave's there. Damage on a Quad, but he still lives through it. And another Pop Blossom from Cryogen. FlyQuest almost turn it around. Almost finding a miracle. But they get their carries out of their Team Liquid. Yeon still up. Massu does take down Morgan. The front line has fallen, but Team Liquid get a carry out of there. Again, botching the end, though.
That's crazy. The number of times FlyQuest nearly lost the game there into now having a chance at a comeback. Just look at how long Quad lasts, because he is flashless, Zonya's-less, so you think you can get him, but the miasma there to just delay the ability for Team Liquid to fly through.
Yeah, and then they go for the counter dive here. FlyQuest, again, Cryogen can follow up with the big Neeko ultimate on the Nocturne ultimate, and Gryffinn uses his GA quite well. He barely is able to walk that one out, and he survives. So they defend. They make it a 1-for-1 in the end.
What a giga banger. This
First
is awesome.
death of the game for Morgan. There's a Void Staff now on Quad. There's an LDR now onto Massu's Ezreal, who's really beginning to hurt. With 9,000 damage in that last fight. But Soul up in 40 seconds, and the inhibitor's still down for FlyQuest. Retaking this space is still exceptionally difficult.
Gryffinn could find a miracle play here, though. If he's able to just get into that pit, smite it away. We saw him do it once earlier, but getting the whole team there is going to be a little harder because of how hard it is to push past these super waves.
And Morgan has this teleport, so Team Liquid can have him control the side wave and teleport in if FlyQuest step up, which I'm thinking FlyQuest are going to step up here because Infernal Soul is a very big reward, so they're just going to teleport Morgan really early, have the Sion here ahead of time to get the engage.
And there's super minion wave pushing through mid lane, so FlyQuest on a bit of a timer, but they can at least approach from the side. They got to go now.
Got to do it fast. Massu just got chunked by the Orianna there. Paranoia has been used. Two-shot barrage will land. They see that the Dragon's within smiting range, but there it's secured. Team Liquid get the Dragon's soul, and FlyQuest do not find an avenue in.
Huge for TL, yeah. I mean, Baron's up, so they should be able to get Baron too and end the game with the Baron buff. I feel like that was the moment for FlyQuest to full send again, but
they just didn't have the positioning there. I mean, the Dragon was already so low by the time the Nocturne ult went off. They didn't have flash on the Neeko to try a hard engage. So it's two bad options right there. They either send it and lose or give up the Soul Baron and likely lose.
TL had a really good setup because 2 lanes of super minions kind of give you that pseudo vision down those lanes and then wards on all sides. So nicely set up there. They made sure to cover so they don't get any surprise Neeko ultimates. And Cryogen doesn't have flashback yet.
Can they do it this time? Is Quad, I mean, he's got the slows from the
tank
Rylai's.
killer.
Like, he will
Yeah,
solo kill Morgan eventually. Morgan has to use
I can flank.
unstoppable onslaught flank from Quad coming in. Morgan's going to have to rejoin with the rest of the team. Quad sees Core, and we'll back off. Team Liquid look to be able to get away.
Delays about a minute of that Baron buff. Still going to be the Infernal Soul. On display right there, Infernal Soul doesn't make you tankier. So Quad's still able to do damage to the opponent.
Catching these waves now. Gakgos getting big gold injection. They're just farming up these waves. But the gold lead has not really improved for Team Liquid after that Dragon, after that Baron. Still only a 2.8k lead, and the Baron buff itself has only mounted to a 400 advantage for them. That's the problem with the supers, is that you're just giving so much CS to the opponent. If you can't close out the game, you're kind of giving them gold.
Yeah, it's also the problem with losing a bunch of team fights in the enemy base.
True. You know what? Now that I think about it, that might be the more impactful one of the two. Thanks for the reminder. Team Liquid going to look to take a fight again here, or at least start the siege onto the inhibitor. Not actually taking it down right now. They're going to let this top wave crash in as well. They still have the Baron buff, so QUID will empower that entire wave. Cannons coming in mid-wave.
The Infernal Soul just so powerful. Looking at Yeon as well, full items in his inventory, just that one control ward, waiting for his essentially 7th.
I'm just watching. I'm watching for QUID at all times. That ball could be the start of everything here. It's a huge chunk on the quad right there. Now a flash engage from CoreJJ. They got on the Massu again. Jose goes godlike as Team Liquid dives the turret, and this time around it pays off. Gryffinn's gonna fall to Yeon on a killing spree. Gakgos under the turret. Team Liquid with a Game 1 victory. Only Quad alive as he'll try and get this wave, but Team Liquid with all members standing strong. GG. First lap on the road to Arizona, completed by Team Liquid, as they'll go up 1-0 in the series.
Just an awesome Game 1 that we get here. 31 kills in 41 minutes, a little bit slower pace than a normal FlyQuest game, but CoreJJ turning back the clock right there with some big engages. That's really close, player of the game. You take the 100% kill participation from the Jarvan, or the first domino that is CoreJJ. Lounge, what do you think?
I think we had a really, really fun game with a ton of crazy fights. So we want to start just by going through a couple of these fights here, and we're going to highlight it with our Samsung Rift Vision breakdown.